Organising a hairdressing appointment for a dementia resident in a dementia unit can be fraught with problems. Say you, as the daughter and power of attorney, have emailed the charge nurse about how mum likes her hair done. Please pass this on to the hairdresser. Then your mother goes off. She comes back with a style that's a completely different shade, shape, style and look. She looks completely different. Well, how to go about solving the problem? The best thing really, for the first appointment with the hairdresser, you take your mother to the hairdresser, and then you can explain to her how she likes the curls and the shape and the style and whatever. So the hairdresser's got it in mind, the hairstyle. Now that's the first thing. Second thing, the hairdressing salon is generally at the hub of the retirement village where all other facilities happen. Useful information. Take a look around. While your mother is having her hair done, no doubt you'll be able to see where the beautician is, and maybe your mother likes her nails done or a massage or whatever. There's often a cafe, so it's good to be able to take your mother there and have a nice cup of coffee. Maybe it sells cakes or pizzas or whatever, which they sometimes do. And also, importantly, a library. Often retirement villages have a little library, and all of these services are set up in a little enclave around the hairdresser. So it's very good timing to be able to take your mother over and see these facilities. Now, if your mother's a reader, if she likes photographic books, for example, on, well, New Zealand, if you're in New Zealand, America, if you're in America, Australia, pictorial books about her locality, where she's lived and travelled. Everyone loves picture books, and they're great for reminiscing, actually. So if you can take out a couple of books on, well, no doubt there will be books on your country in the library, because books on one's own country are the most popular, pictorial books. So take a few out, and then in between the hairdressing appointments, when you visit mum, you can go through the books with her and return them at the next hairdressing appointment if you take mum back next time. So that's one advantage. Now, the other thing is that it is also really good, if you can at all possible, if you can take your mother to the hairdressing appointment, because what happens is that dementia units are often at the far-flung edge of the empire, so to speak, of the retirement village. They're way out. It's a big walk. So mum generally, well, practically always has to go in a wheelchair. Staff are busy trying to get the time to put mum in a wheelchair and wheel her to the hairdressing appointment is a big issue in itself. Then once the appointment's over, to then find someone to take her back is also really difficult. Sometimes the stressed out hairdresser will do it, but she's hardly got time either. And sometimes your mother will be waiting half an hour or more in the corridor, waiting for someone to pick her up, to take her from the hairdressing salon back to the unit. So if you or a granddaughter or someone in the family can do this little mission each few weeks or however often she has her hair done, it's a great service. And the other good thing is that when you walk around, you'll be able to go to the main lounge and find out when happy hour's on. You can find out all the things that are coming up, all the celebrations, the festivals, the special events, the happy hours, and you can take your mother along, just like, for example, she was going to before when she was in assisted living. Say she was in assisted living, often the case, before going to the dementia unit and going to all the events, all the happy hours, the meals with all the other women. So now, since she's in the dementia unit, she's not seeing them as much, which often the case. But if the happy hour's on, say, Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, say, you can get your mother to have her hair appointment before that, and then take her along to happy hour for half an hour, have a drink and meet her friends from assisted living from before. Go around with the old arm in arm, you know, the wonderful arm in arm grip, and then your mother's safe, she won't get lost, and if balance is an issue, you're there with her. And another good thing is that if you have got to know some of the ladies, her neighbours, for example, beforehand, and maybe been to one or two of the happy hour events yourself with your mother, when she was in assisted living, then you'll know some of the ladies. You'll recognise them, maybe know their name. So you can introduce your mother to them and she can just reconnect without having to remember their name. You just say to them, oh, Mum, this is Audrey. And then your mother can say, oh, Audrey, it's lovely to see you, dear, without having to remember the name because you have just prompted her. So there's all these ways and means of being able to improve the lifestyle of your mother or father in a dementia unit. These services like the library, like the beautician, like other happy hours won't be mentioned to you in the dementia unit, but you have full access to go, full rights to go. You're paying for a service in the dementia unit, which is part of the retirement village. So being able to access these facilities and also go on lovely walks around the retirement villages. There's beautiful gardens and rose gardens and fish ponds and canaries and all these other lovely things they have for everyone to enjoy, which the dementia residents have full access to enjoy, but only if a kind relative, friend or family member takes them, because as we know, they're unfortunately confined to where they are. So they do need that advocate for them to be able to access all these other services, and they can have a much better quality of life. If they're getting hairdresser appointments, say, once a month, and they're going to happy hour once a month, and they're getting books from the library every week, I mean, it's a marvellous, big, huge change to their life to have all these assets going on. And it's just, being a little bit imaginative and creative and accessing with full rights the services at the retirement village, being proactive and confident as a relative accessing this. And then your mother or father as well, he will need his hair done too, won't he? He may well like library books, maybe not the beautician. He may well enjoy the happy hour, same scenario. So just sort of fill this all in and work it out so that your parent can have a nice life, at least the best possible quality life, put it that way, living in a dementia unit with all its restrictions. So I've written about these in these two books, companion books, The Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise. So that as a set, best as a set, Amazon and in my website, pietavalentine.com, description below. So it's best to take this book with you when in your handbag, easy size, shape, not too heavy. This book with you for when your relative goes into a dementia unit, everything you need to know, and when they're actually living in the dementia unit. So this is the entry point, and this is when they're living in the dementia unit and everything that's likely to come up and all the ways that you can help. So many ways to be able to help. So much that you need to know is in these books. So thank you for your support, your likes and your engagement. TikTok, thank you, the big surge. And YouTube, please subscribe. Thank you for your support. Thank you.